everyone. My name is Jennifer Moleski. This is my YouTube channel. How the heck are you? I want to be looking into your eyes, but I was looking over here because normally it's over there. So sorry about that. I'm going to try to remember that you're right there. I'm pretty wound up. Why? Because it's been so long since we've spent time together. Why is that? Well, I'll tell you why. In 2011, on Facebook, well, I got off Facebook a long time ago. You should be on Facebook too. Fine.
You're live now.
Thank you. But in 2011, I put on Facebook. So I'm on Facebook now. There's like, do you remember a million years ago when you said this? And I said as a New Year's resolution, I promise from now on, I will not make any decisions based out of fear. Okay, so I put that up on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and then I got the reminder that I had said that, and I'm going to bring this around. The reason I haven't been going live, well, there's many. Moved to a new house, taking care of things, but that's not it. That's not it. The reason is because the negative comments brought me down. Oh, Jennifer, you're so tough. You're so thick-skinned. A little bit, but I think I was talking to my mom about this. She's like, well, I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was almost like she was a little surprised that I was letting it get to me. And I said, well, this isn't like one comment. This is like thousands of comments. But then something has snapped. Not in a bad, like I'm going to massacre people, but it snapped in a good way of I don't care, just suddenly. And this happened just like, I don't know, a couple days ago. So that's why I haven't been around. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We have Margie, Titan Wise, do what you can do from Italia. What time is it in Italy? What time is it? Is it the morning? Are you having espresso? So I wanted to talk about single mothers tonight, and just for a little bit. I'm not going to hang out long, just long enough until you get bored and you'll be like, oh my God, I think I'm going to go, and then I'll go too. Okay. Single mothers, here's why. I should be more prepared. I'm not. Maybe next time. Definitely next time I'll be more prepared. But in my comment section, someone agreed with not like three videos ago. Oh, about taking your husband's name and how I thought it was very important for the woman to take the husband's name. There was a woman that said, I agree with everything except for you were dogging single mothers. And she was off. She started telling me about all the wonderful things about single mothers. And it really got me thinking about how people are so very, if you like this even a little bit, do the thumbs up. Would you just help a sister out? People are so very loyal to single mothers. Have you noticed that? It's like, even if someone is going to say something a little bit negative about a single mother, first they'll say, well, but generally, just so you know, like I really, really respect. Like, no, I really respect what they do. There's always this caveat of protection. First, single mothers are wonderful and great. And then people can say the but about them. But why do we do that? Why does society so reverently protect single mothers? I thought maybe we could talk about that, and maybe one of you can enlighten me. Here's what I think. I really like George Carlin. Who's George Carlin? You're only 25 years old. George Carlin was one of the best comedians on the planet, and he was a very hilarious man, but in the end of his career, he was very political. And he had this wonderful gift of pissing off everybody. And I don't mean like boo, throwing tomatoes, but he made fun of everyone. Everyone was worthy of condemnation to some degree. So I feel like I can make everyone here upset in some way so we can relate to this whole single mother's protection thing. But let's start with military. I was thinking years ago about how so many people are very fond of the military. And I could say, I don't really like what the military does. I think that we kill way too many people funded by our tax money. And I don't think that most people would agree with that. But there will inevitably be people who say, oh, well, my son, daughter, great grandfather, uncle, best friend, brother was in the military and I liked him and I respect him. So therefore, it's like if you have this one person who you hold in esteem, now you're no longer allowed to diss the military because people so desperately hold on to the emotional ties that they have with someone. And I think that's what happens with single mothers. We all know someone who we like who's a single mother. We all know someone who got the raw end of the stick out of a custody battle or a relationship, and it's a single mother. So instead of looking at the epidemic, instead of looking at the problem, instead of looking at how the world could be better by really having an honest conversation about the negative aspects to society from single mothers, we're not going to be able, it's bullshit. We're not honest with each other. So I kind of wanted to say to everyone, the chat is over here. So you're right there and the chat's right there. So I'm not going quite back and forth. Sorry, I will get to you. Shoot, but now I forgot what I was going to say. Dang it. Dale, are you listening at all?
Yeah.
What was I just saying?
About talking on single mothers.
Yeah, we can't really get, oh yes, thank you. So I wanted to ask your permission, everyone, 115 people, welcome, by the way, to think out loud. And I'd like your permission to be wrong. In a way, this kind of sounds like, hey, if everyone piles up on me, I want to be able to say, oh, well, I was just thinking out loud. And that's not what I want from you. I want to just have an honest conversation where I do think out loud and maybe go against the grain of what most people think. But I just want to acknowledge that all I'm doing is trying to suss out. Hold on. I want to suss out what's important. And I want to be able to speak freely about that. And I want you to help me by telling me if I'm wrong or if I'm right. So I was just talking about why we lavish such attention and respect to single mothers. Very interesting. I think maybe it's because our government has become very feminine. How about this? I think that most people on this planet compared to 50 years ago are more feminine, men or women. Point one. Point two, we have more women in government. Women in general were real shitty and were verbally violent and were sharp-tongued, but we're nurturing. So we try to over-nurture everyone, and we're very nurturing to the single mothers because we have to protect the single mothers. So I think that's one of the problems, that we are so reverent and bend the knee to the single mothers because of the feminine society role in government. And like I said, I think that people are very emotional about Gretchen. You know, Gretchen, she lives up the street and she's always waving when you drive by, and she has those two kids because her husband used to beat her up. You know, like, I'm just kidding. Unless there is a Gretchen. I'm sure there's a Gretchen out there that this is true about. My point is, we find like the worst scenario with the best single mother, and we reduce all single mothers to Gretchen. Okay, so I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to stop looking at you, little pretty thing, and I'm going to move over here to everyone to say, oh, you keep coming up. Marichka Tilton. That's a good resolution. Really, really hard, though. Oh, this isn't. Is this current? Oh my God, no, that's old. 21 Studios. Anthony Dream Johnson, one of the best people ever. He has invited me to speak at his convention for the past 2 years, and it was fun, fun, fun. And the way I explained it in my interview over there in Orlando, when they said, Will asked me how it was to speak and how the convention was. And if you've ever seen the mountains, have you seen the mountains? Okay, you know, like when you're driving through the mountains and they're like majestic, and then you take a picture and then you show it to someone and they're like, yeah, it doesn't look boring. The picture doesn't know justice. Well, me explaining how much fun and moving the 21 convention is to be at is a snapshot. I can't do it. You don't know. It's really, really wonderful. So come back again. All right? I will. Gas blocker. Hi, Jennifer. Appreciate what you talk about. Thanks. No, thank you. Thank everyone. Thank you for hanging out with me. Do you like it when I look at you? Do you like it when I look at you? All right, so, did the chat just stop? Convention, conference, whatever. Is there a big difference? Sorry. About as exciting as looking at pictures of other people's kids. Oh my God. I don't like that. I don't like to look at other people's kids because here's the truth. You ready? You ready to pick me apart? I don't much like kids. And this kind of ties in with single mothers, I think. We, as a society, have kind of, I find more women talk about how they don't like kids, and it seems like a cool person stance. The last thing I ever want to be, the last person I ever want to be is cool. Because cool people, I think, are really, really shitty, and they try to stay cool. And I don't ever want to try to stay cool. But the cool thing lately is not digging kids. But the thing is most women that say they don't like kids, guess what? You want to guess? I'll tell you. They want kids. They eventually want kids because kids are actually important. But overall, as a society, as a cool society, we don't respect children that much. So tie it in, Moleski. Okay. So because of that, we treat the mothers with more importance than the children. And I think that's another reason why we have a single mother problem. You know, it's kind of this, you might not like this, but it's kind of like fat shaming. Some people don't like fat shaming. I don't care. I mean, big nose shaming or tall shaming. Shaming only works if at the core you have a problem with what's being said. Okay, so if you're like, oh, Jennifer, you're so tall, it's gross. You're so tall, it's gross. Like, I'm really fine with my height. So that shaming language doesn't work. Jennifer, you're a liar. And you can try to shame me, but I'm not a liar, so it doesn't bother me. I think shaming only works if there's an itch at the back and you're like, oh, that kind of resonates with me because I kind of think it's true, or I haven't worked through that yet. So with shaming language, it would be helpful, maybe, if we did a little bit more shaming of single parenting. Men or women, honestly. But we're talking about single mothers, right? So what if we brought shaming in to the conversation a little bit? Thank you, Super Chat. Hey, I might act like I don't really love these, but I do love them. Thank you. Children are seen as an accessory or like a plaything instead of human with needs. Ain't that the truth? There's someone close to us who we have dissected a little bit behind her back. And she's not close to us, but she has a child, and we have noticed that she doesn't do a lot of parenting, but she likes to, oh man, be seen, you know, as a mom, as a cool mom. So I totally, thank you for the super chat, and I agree. And it is harmful. Okay, so where was I at? Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, because we treat single mothers as the important thing instead of the kids. Yes, sorry, I'm trying to get my I'm trying to get back to what I was saying. And because the cool kids don't really care much about children, that makes the conversation less about the children, because it's not cool to really give two hoots about the kids. Now, here's a question, everyone. When overall in society, well, maybe we're not even on the same page. Overall in society, would you agree that society has a soft spot for single mothers? Would you put a 1 in the chat if you think that there's a soft spot for single mothers? And would you put a number 2 if you think that society is hard on single mothers? I always forget the numbers and what they are attached to, so I wrote it down. So if you think that society is soft on, it's 1, and you think society is hard on mothers, 2. Look at that, 1. All right, so we're all on the same page here. 11. 1. So this is so fun that I forgot what the hell I was going to say, but don't worry, I'll get it back. Sam Green, hello. Thank you. 2? Okay. Tarika Winningham. So there's 1, 2, 1.5. Okay. Comme ci, comme ça, right? So mostly 1s. So my next question, my follow-up. Oh, stunning. It seems as a badge of honor, stunning and brave. So I will go off of Art. Welcome back, Art. I'm going to go off of what Art just said and ask, what about single mothers is stunning and brave? I had something written down, so I wanted to. Oh yeah, I just put single mothers are respected because. They're respected because. Why? Couple things here. They are respected because raising children is hard, and they didn't throw their kid in the dumpster, and they do the hard thing. Right? No dumpster baby, just single mother. That's a hard thing. Okay? Yeah? What is so respectable? Now, I'm being aggressive and I'm kind of being an asshole. But what is so spectacular, stunning, and brave about all of the how many decisions does it take to make a baby? It's not the one. I mean, it's ultimately, it's the one. But it's going on the date, or it's looking nice when you go out, or it's drinking too much, or it's inviting him home, or it's taking him up on the invitation to come by. It is agreeing to be a booty call. It's agreeing to a guy that you're really attracted to not wear a condom. It's agreeing to many things or deciding many things that lead to making a baby. I know this is stupid because we all know this. We all know. But for me to say it, it sounds really, no. I don't know what it sounds like. For me to say it, not many people, oh God, like that I'm saying it. Because my body, my choice. For the abortion, okay, got it. Is it your body, your choice to bareback? Isn't that what it's called? Is it your body, your choice to have sex outside of wedlock? And I know a lot of you don't really like that idea, but geez Louise, is there some other decisions that could be made that would guarantee that you would have a man to be with for the difficult lifetime adventure of raising a child? Are there some other decisions that would be more stunning and brave? Stunning and brave. 182 people. William Adams, being a single parent isn't a badge of honor. It's proof of childhood trauma. Do you reckon man alive. I'm thinking about having a call-in show because, well, they look fun and I really like talking to people and I'm really good at like having two people navigate. It will take a while. Like when I started waiting tables, was I good in the beginning? Absolutely not. I was really, really bad. So I know it would take some time, but I would like to have a call-in show. I think we could nail it. I think we'd have a lot of fun. So childhood trauma, this is a very interesting thing. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I do think? The red pill community is really, really fucking important. I think hearing all of these things were up until I made the MGTOW versus feminism video, which is one of the first videos. I had only heard about MGTOW from my meetup that I made. Never in my life. And I didn't think anyone else had heard of it either. So when I did a video about it, I couldn't believe that there were so many people that were like, "Meow." They were bitchy. They were men. They were super fucking bitchy about it. But because of that, I really got to like who are these people coming out of the woodwork in hordes? And I started learning about that. And it really infiltrated. No. It was vital. I mean, it is absolutely vital, truthful information. And I believe that I am a better woman and am a better mother because of that information. Now, how about we compare me accurately to who I used to be? I used to be a Democrat. I'll tell you everything. I used to be an ignorant Democrat. I used to be a NPR only. I did not get down. Okay. At my meetup, someone had said they were joking about how they found some channel, and they said they went down the YouTube rabbit hole. And I said, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" I mean, that's how little I even dicked around on YouTube. I don't know what I was doing. I guess I haven't owned a TV in like 20 years, but I would like watch The Office or stuff like that. I didn't even use YouTube. So that's how far removed I was from information from basement YouTubers. And I say basement YouTubers as a respectful thing. After Project Veritas did the expose on the CNN producer who was laughing about how much of a joke CNN and other mainstream media is, and he was saying, honestly, if you want news, you should just really trust the basement YouTubers. So that's what I mean by that. So I was a Democrat, liberal, by the gift of heirloom. Okay, do you understand what I mean by that? It was a gift from my family. It was passed down, I think. So I didn't question it. And you know, oh man, I'm just so disappointed. And I wish that I could go back and talk to young Jennifer, because she was always been open-minded. And she always liked a good debate and conversation. And she always wanted to know the truth. So I think if I could have been there for her to be like, "Oh, Republicans, oh, you've heard that they're all rich assholes who just don't care about anybody." That's not true. But that was my thinking before. So compared to who I was before and then absorbing the red pill, it's been tremendous. I really think that by going down rabbit holes of YouTube, it's very enlightening. That was a little tangent. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Circular Haze, I appreciate that. I would not mind if you went to hit the like button. You know what? I did something about my Bengal cat. Oh, feminism begot single parents' mothers. It is a concept that gained a foothold in urban centers. This is from Insane Optimist. Had feminists attended to emulate Fannie Lou Harmony, they would have failed miserably. I don't know what that means. Damn it. I hate when people say things and I just don't understand them, because I want to understand, because I want to bond with you. Thank you for the super chat, Wayne Fidgety. They fight for the kid, win custody, then complain how hard it is. Daycare raises kid. Meanwhile, society tells dad to step up. Okay. Lovely. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, hey, and Celine, thanks again. Reading the Bible for fun at 12 to 13 made me red pill from day one. LOL. I've been trying to read the Bible. I don't get it. Here. The Gnostic Bible. I'm on page 68, but it started at like 40. And I don't understand. Because I started to go down this rabbit hole of, I know we're talking about single mothers, but there is a rabbit hole that you know who the Antichrist is? The Antichrist, according to this, is the Catholic Church. And there's all this evidence that the Catholic Church has created the Antichrist using Jesus. So Jesus isn't even like translated. That's not even a name. It was Yeshua, right? Jesus in the Catholic Church removed the Sabbath. It was on Saturday. And then they said they switched that. You pray to Jesus, the crucifixion. There's a bunch of stuff. Whoa, because Red Pill Bible. Yeah, so I wanted to do that. That's very interesting to me. And I'm thinking about joining a Bible study because otherwise it's very foreign to me. But yeah, I would say that God's probably a good red pill. Statism is a cult. Statism is the most dangerous religion. Larkin Rose. Look up Larkin Rose. Statism is the most dangerous religion. One of the best videos I've ever seen in my life. Couldn't agree more. But this a little bit ago, someone said that women fight for custody and then they bitch. So listen to this shit. Listen to this. You ready? If not for government assistance, there would be more deadbeat mothers than deadbeat fathers. What do you think of that? You know, as soon as I heard that, my husband just heard it on something. And I was like, I think I'm going to go live. And then I heard that. I'm like, dude, that is some shit. I should definitely go live just because I wanted to say that out loud. What? Oh, you just got here? If not for government assistance, there would be more deadbeat mothers than there are deadbeat fathers. Wow. Zowie. Okay, so that got me thinking, what if, and that's because typically, and I think things are changing. I think things are changing. But typically, it would be for custody, the courts would automatically give women custody of the children. What if they didn't? Would there? Okay, so whatever. These thoughts are not tied together. But I wondered about that. If, and I don't want the government involved in much of anything. But what if the government required that every baby that was born, there was a paternity test? Like, that's what my husband said. And I'm like, oh shit, that's a good idea, except for I don't want government involved. That would tear apart so many families. But what do you think? I mean, would that make, what would that do? I mean, there has to be a number of things that we as a society could do that would make it harder for people to be shitbags, okay? And I don't mean giving government assistance. That doesn't make you not a shitbag. I mean like taking away all government assistance, doing a paternity test at birth, and how about those two things? Those two things would make everyone more aware of the importance of making good decisions instead of just fucking anybody without a condom, because if you did a paternity test, now they can track down Jack Taylor. You had a kid in October and you had another one in November. Coming for your money. and 50% custody. You got to take these kids. Like, holy shit. Jack's like, I just wanted to bang. I don't want to see these two kids half of my life for the rest of my life. It would make Jack more accountable. And it would make Kylie, that's the woman that Jack had sex with in this fantasy, it'd make Kylie go, okay, I need to really make sure that I have help because the government's not going to come and rescue me with their money. What do you think? What do you think, everybody? I'm going to move right there. Tomcat, the state is the best. Ah, I lost you. Single mothers don't want a boyfriend. They want an adult helper. Well, that goes to my video that I did 3 days ago about taking a man's last name. Women aren't that good. No, that's shitty. There's a problem in our country that there are very few good role models of relationships to watch and emulate. And I forgot what the hell I was saying. Yes, paternity tests are needed. Insane optimists. How's everybody doing tonight? Huh? Paul Bradford, welcome back. Look into the historical Jesus first, not the biblical version. Look into the historical Jesus first, not the biblical version. How? I don't even know where to begin in that research. I don't even know. You're good, Bland? Bland is good. Look at that. Women would never allow those laws to be passed. Yes, free Stucker Vadim, the Dean. Yeah, so what the fuck? You know, I did a video called Where's Your Masculinity? And I got a little mad at the avatar of a man who has come to my channel demanding rudely that I make the laws change so women can't vote and they have the power again. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You are going to hop on my back, giddy up me meanly so I can make it so you have the power? You know, like my point is, what a low beta bitch move to demand to demand things go back the way it was when the patriarchy was in charge, but by asking the matriarchy for the patriarchy back. And the whole thing was about Iron John, a book about masculinity. And the key to your masculinity, for the men, if you're a woman, don't worry about this, but the key is under your mother's pillow. There has to be a breakup, a divorce from the mother. And then, and often from the father, there was a saying that I heard, you don't see a saying. Oh, you could read it. But that men don't become men until their father dies. And like women don't become women until their mother dies, something like this. But I heard it about the men. There are steps. There are physical steps that men need to do to really like put on their masculine armor. And my whole point is, yes, the women would not allow these types of laws to be passed. So what are we going to do? I'll help as much as I can, but guess what? I can't change the laws. I know no one here is asking me to change the laws, but it's so funny because I used to get it a lot. Like, you dumb bitch, you're on YouTube, go get the laws changed. Like, no. So I was kidding, and I commented, I said, you're right. I talked to my husband. I told him I'm going to ask for a divorce, and I'm just going to go and tour the country trying to get people to change their mind and change the laws. And he said, yeah, right. No, you're not. I'm like, yeah, right. No, I'm not. Of course not. Ding dongs. But I'll help as much as possible. What are we going to do? The other thing is I will give up the right to vote. I don't care. Dale can vote for me every day, all day. He is in charge. But there's a lot of feminine men out there. Now, the other thing is, am I just being an asshole by calling their stance feminine? And is feminine necessarily wrong? No, no, no. I think feminine is very good. The feminine choice is often a very good choice. But I think for running a country, no, it's not. But getting back to it, I think men are much more feminine now. Everyone's more feminine now. Well, except for women. Oh, God. What a world. You know, we've all heard at this point the saying of strong men create. I tend to spit on where we're at right now. But if I'm fair, which I like to be, this is exactly inevitably where we would be. This is where we're supposed to be. This is the only way. This is the only place for us to be. When you have so much good, so much ease, you will become spoiled. You know, like there was something about women in America and Western societies have more like pelvic floor issues, something like this. And they think one of the things is because in non-Western countries where women and men, but women sit on the floor, they sit on the floor often when they're doing most of their work, when they eat, whatever. So they're so much stronger because they stand up from the floor, not just a chair. So it's like even the simplest thing as sitting in a chair and a table is really, really a fucking privilege. You know, now we're just talking by degrees. Now we see if you're a certain color and you make $5 more than you make, because no one sees themselves as privileged. It's always the person that makes us a little bit more. So a certain color and you make a little bit of money, then you're privileged. No, we're all fucking privileged. We are such a soft society, but of course we are. In today's video, I talked about how a lot of people will complain about everyone wants their child to succeed. Everyone wants to succeed. So what does that look like? It's like being an inventor, a thinker, a creator, a service provider, like something profound. The more profound, the more of a success you are. So we all aspire for that, and we all aspire for our children to be that. But then we turn around and get mad that our children have it so good. Like, oh, you can just use Google. When I was a kid, we had Encyclopedia Britannica, and only if you had money. I've actually said that before. You have Google. We didn't have Google. And we also didn't have Encyclopedia Britannica. Now every one of you, 208 people, are privileged enough to have a phone to listen to me scold you for being privileged. I don't care. We're all. But we are all more soft and feminine because of it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Strong men create good times create weak men make chaotic women. My husband liked that one. Circular haze. Do you think we already live in a matriarchy? Yes. Yes, I do. I have not thought long and hard about this. I have not written about it, so I don't have a cohesive thesis. But I do believe that we live in a matriarchy. And I said, and I got one pushback, which is good. I said in 2 days video ago that we live in such a matriarchy. Allow me some nuance and grace here. That we proclaim the earth to be a mother, and we honor her, Mother Nature. We worry about her because she's an overworked, underappreciated, disrespected mother. Mother Nature. Now we have to change all of our laws for Mother Nature. But what helps Mother? What helps Mother Nature? God the Father. Because God the Father keeps all the children in line. He says, be a good steward of the earth. And he gives all these rules that if we followed them, we all got married before we had sex, and the women were in the home in a respectful, beautiful way. That's wonderful. If we followed that, there wouldn't be the problems that we have today. So what we ditched the most important thing, God, the Father, and we are stuck with the matriarchy of Mother Earth. And we're overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. That's it. What do you guys think? What do you think? Jordan Peterson speaks about the fact that women represent to men chaos. Yeah, that's fine. But I also think that that's great. You know, and people are so turned off by language. Language is important, but people don't think deeply about what the words mean. Like chaos is art and possibility and nuance and beauty and creation. That's good, right? But order grabs the best from it and orders it in its hierarchy of importance. Men, women, together, not single mothers. There are some facts about single mothers. Tell me if you know any of these. Girls with no fathers in the home have lower self-esteem. Part 1. Part 2, girls with low self-esteem are more promiscuous. Now what does that do? Well, promiscuous women, young girls, are more likely to get pregnant if you're promiscuous. And are they promiscuous with men who will be stand-up men and stay with them? No. So the cycle continues. What can we do to help the world? No father families are more likely to be victims of abuse, like a lot. Predatory men will I have a headache. Particularly sexually predatory men will look for single mothers because then they can be with the kids. Blech. It's so dangerous. It is so dangerous. It's like the odds of a biological father sexually abusing his children are like, and this isn't overall, but like out of sexual abuse, it's like 2%, 3 maybe. But then it's like out of the sexual abuse, it's like 80%, you know, or it increases the odds 800 times. Don't listen to it. I'm trying to do a point. I'm not relaying the facts, but it's like overarchingly horrible for single mothers when they choose predatory men. Or, oh my God, do you understand? Do you understand? Okay, children, here's some other stuff. Children with high BMI more often come from fatherless homes. So authoritarian fathers, not that they're good, but authoritarian, I have a really hard time saying that word. Authoritarian fathers typically have fit children. Oh yeah, look, I even wrote it down. More authoritarian fathers have the fittest children. The more opportunities a child has to interact with biological father, the less likely they are to commit a crime or have contact with the juvenile justice system. And then to kind of go further that, youths with no fathers have the highest incarceration. Now here's some shit. Listen, men, listen to this. Children who are raised by single fathers, this is going to blow your mind. Children who are raised by single fathers are the same as children who grow up in a two-parent household. So what that means basically is it is the best thing for the child, but we don't care about kids anymore. But let's say we did. It's the best thing for the child to be raised by the biological mother and father. Next best thing, or two parents. So like if somebody comes in later and you actually like are together for the rest of your life, that's really good too. But then the next best thing is just to have a biological father raise the children. Wow, that's amazing. Because I would think that most people would guess that it would be more beneficial for the mom to raise the children because the moms are nurturing. But the thing is dads, while are not very, no. Dads are not classically known for nurturing. They are, but they're also more stoic, and they care less about like coddling, and they'll let the children go and experience pain in a controlled environment. It's very good. It's very good. Hello, Jennifer. Well, hello, Pulse Kebab. How the heck are you? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. What value does a good mother add? What value does a good mother add? Like to raising a child? I mean, we were just talking about the importance of masculine and feminine. When you have both of those things, then the child is going to be cared for in all facets. Also, if you have a good mother, okay, remove her as a mother in the relationship with the child, and think about a good wife and a good relationship. A man and wife have a good relationship. Now, the child can observe from the outside a healthy relationship. And I was just saying that one of the detriments of our society is that there's not as many good, positive relationship role models to emulate. But when mom and dad are it, that is phenomenal. Somebody said something smart, I guess. All right. Does Jennifer Moleski have any biological or only stepchildren? If the latter, has she adopted her stepchildren? No, we haven't done any paperwork. When I met my husband, he had full custody of his daughter. And just recently, just in the past 6 months, it's gone to 50-50. So I don't even think that would be, I don't know. No. But I do not have government okayed parental. God, spit it out. I'm not her legal mom. Single fathers are heroes to me. Kevin Kringle, I'm going to have a child on my own through surrogacy. I'll be a single dad and do it on my own. Kevin. You're really afraid of finding a bad woman, choosing a bad woman. Kevin. Are you sure? Have you is that something that you have painfully concluded, or have you listened to so much downloaded information about the negativity of negative women that you are not gonna do it? Sean Wilkerson, what is missed here is that Jennifer has more power being the submissive wife than the father. It is powerful. Women need to reclaim their femininity. Could not agree more. Yeah, women just hate the idea of being a woman. And you know what? It's been it is more of a reclamation for me with my femininity. Because as far as I can tell, when I was a little girl, I was sweet and wanted to be good and all the things that, well, I was also a tomboy, but I was still a girl. And even when I was a tomboy, you know what I would do? I would like climb trees and all that shit, but I would make mud pies and I'd always have a cooking show. So I was always like wrapping different kinds of mud consistencies in, help me out, rhubarb and rhubarb leaves and whatnot. But it's funny that even when I was out playing in the mud, I was still cooking. What was my point? Oh yeah. And then I think this is what happened. I don't want to say had to, but I molded myself more harsh to live out in the world. Yeah. And I can't really say, well, I can't really talk shit on it because it worked out for me. But now that I'm trying to get it back, I have to go, it's like I have to take some steps back because I don't have to be hard anymore. You know, like I often tell my husband, he has allowed me to be feminine. Like, it is because of him that I get to have this stage. I mean that in both ways. Ta-da! Stage, and this stage of my life for the rest of my life. So I didn't mean to just talk about me, but that's that. Well, what do you think? I mean, I was only going to go on for about 20 minutes. Boop, boop, doo, beep, 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 beep. And I settled the things that I think I wanted to say. And, oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, what is something, wouldn't it be neat if the safety nets, if the government safety nets were removed? Maybe that's something that we could do when we talk to our sisters out there about some of their decisions. Maybe a good filter of running decisions through would be, if there was no government assistance, what decision would you make? If there was no one to come and save you, because the government can come and save you and make sure that you have a roof over your head and make sure that your kids are fed, but it doesn't really save your mortal soul from the oh God, the weight of what bad decisions, the potential weight that bad decisions will crush you with. So you can be saved, kind of, but you can never be light. So if you had to make decisions, and this is just another form of making decisions through the filter of self-responsibility, integrity, which I guess is the same, but running it through the filter of integrity is easier to know the way than it is just by self-responsibility. Like, yeah, no shit, I'm responsible. So even if I make bad decisions, I'm responsible for them. No, use integrity. And I think that question that we just came up with, because we're so good at hanging out, right, would be a really good thing. If there was no safety nets, what decision would you make? If there was no condom, if there was no birth control, what would you do? How would your decisions differ? Maybe it's best to make the decisions as if, Jordan Peterson says that do you believe in God? He says, I live my life as if I do. And I don't want to really get into that, but I think it's kind of clever. I mean, if you believe in heaven and hell, it might not be so clever, but to make decisions as if there is no safety net. Good, right? It's probably pretty good. Beep. Anyone else have anything? Let's see. I love mud pies. Best girls are the ones that climb trees. It's so funny because I was saying, hello, Michael. Oh yeah. So I didn't have a lot of guidance when I was little. And spit it out. I wonder, I was a tomboy. I was more masculine. I fought the school bully in third or fifth grade. No one else would, I was the only one that was as tall as him. He was so mean to everyone. He'd hit people and he'd throw them into the wall, and he was so fucking mean. So one day I punched him, and then everyone got around us and they were going, Jenny, except for like three of his friends, like Andy, and we both got in trouble. So I was a little masculine, but I wonder, in this stupid, weird world, if I would have been like, I must be transsexual, although I wouldn't say it like this. I'd go, I think I'm transsexual. Thank God. I mean, I doubt it. I doubt that I would, but with the imagination, with the possibility there, and the desire that everyone has when they're a kid to be noticed and to be different, I wonder. Homeschool. Man alive, save your kids. Don't let them watch screen time. Don't let them have screen time. You know, I'm pulling up this information from actually the 22 convention when I spoke at it 2 years ago. Oh no, my computer died. But about screen time and how much, oh, here we go. And how much screen time kids have. It's really, really bad. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about children, which no one cares about, right? It's about single mothers. Well, let's say that we did care about kids. So how many K through 12, your children, you, if you weren't homeschooled, have been put through the state's education propaganda for 15,000 hours. 15,000 hours government education. What can you have somebody think if you have 15,000 hours with them? Something good, something bad, something questionable? Okay, next up. 8 to 10-year-olds on average, 8 to 10-year-olds on average have screen time for 6 hours a day. 6 hours a day. If you wouldn't mind, why don't you give this a thumbs up? If you're having somewhat fun, it would help me. It would help me. 11 to 14 years old, 9 hours per day. And this is from the CDC. Oh, I don't love them so much anymore, but this is a couple of years ago I got this information. 11 to 14 years old, 9 hours per day. 15 to 18-year-olds, it cuts down just a little bit, 7.5 hours per day. Okay, so 15,000 hours plus screen time. That's a lot of addiction to dopamine. That's a lot of teaching people to follow the authority figure. That's just a lot. So if you really want a diverse culture, I think homeschooling is the best idea, because then you're raising kids who are not just zombies. They're not just zombies. Well, I'm glad someone is having this topic, because fathers are committing suicide because of these matters. I know. Yeah. Oy. Well, what do you think? Are we done here? Are we done here? Was it fun enough? Was it all right? I have fun. Yeah, I've been talking about it for years. I tend to be flaky, but I have been talking about for years doing a call-in show. It would be fun. I think it'd be fun. Do you think it would be fun? Do you think it would be fun? Hey, thank you for that super chat. You might not know it, but it means something to me. Thank you. Hypothetical questions are fun to ponder, but have little utility concerning how to conduct ourselves in the here and now. I agree, and I don't agree. I'll expound. I consider myself an anarchist, not a rock-throwing anarchist, but no ruler. Okay, democracy. So if 187 people here, if 90 people want to pull the plug here and 89 people want to keep listening and we pull the plug, like that is bullshit for 89 people. So I know it's a decent system, or so we think, but I don't really like the idea of a forced ruler. I follow the non-aggression principle, and I really bend the knee to negative rights. People say to me, Jennifer, why do you even care? Like, you're not going to change anything. You can't do shit. No, but I can be anarchist within, meaning I can take full self-responsibility for myself. I can, because I'm self-responsible, I attempt to the best of my ability to run all of my decisions through the integrity filter. And if everybody did that, if 2 people did that, I have a story. It's really quick. Yeah, right. Can I tell a quick story? So we went out to eat a couple months ago, and I have talked about our daughter before and how I created a ticket system. So she has to buy tablet time. So it's like 10 tickets for 20 or 30 minutes of tablet time, and she has to earn those. So how does she earn them? Well, when we're at the store, if she holds the door open for somebody, she earns 3 tickets. If someone holds the door open for her and she says thank you, it's 2 tickets. She has to compliment someone for 2 tickets. She has to say excuse me if she gets in someone's way for 2 tickets. She has to earn this. And she earns 5 tickets by giving someone a compliment, a stranger a compliment. Now, why do I do this? Because I want her to start to be very conscious of her participation in the world and her not to squander her energy because of shyness or something like that. I think we can change lives if we just give compliments on shoes and smiles, right? Okay, so we went out to eat and she used the restroom. She's 8 years old. She used the restroom. She came back to the table. A couple minutes after that, another woman came to the table and said, "Is this your little girl?" "Oh, no, duh, we stole her." "Yes, this is our daughter." She said, "Well, this girl," and then she tells this story. She was watching a woman putting contacts in. And she said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "Oh, I have to put contacts in. They're like glasses." And she said, "Oh, well, I want you to know that you look very, very pretty tonight." And the woman apparently was like, she's the older woman, like, "Oh my God," and really, really happy. And it made her very happy. Okay. And she said, "Oh, you're just too sweet," and da-da-da-da-da. So the woman was all smiles who told this story. I said to her being daughter, do you see your power, child? You could have went in there, minding your own business, not given the compliment, done your thing, washed your hands and been done. It'd be fine to be a neutral. It'd be a neutral. But what you did was good. It made that woman happy. Chances are that woman's going to go out in the world and tell someone that story and it will please them. How many degrees? 1. Fine. It's something. It's movement. The woman that told the story was smiles. She went to her table where she had a husband and 2 kids. You know she told that story. So I said, because of your one nice thing, you have changed 10 people's degrees of happiness. You. Oh, that is power. That is fucking power. And people want laws to be changed and the whole world has to change and people have to respect my fatness and you have to think I'm attractive and you have to do this and you have to do that and we have to all be on the same page and no bullshit. If we can take the best information, ditch the worst, hold on to the best and change ourselves, how many degrees of influence do we have? How responsible do we want to be for the people around us and their mood? Well, I don't want to be responsible at all. So I order from Amazon and I don't go to the store and I don't hold the door and fuck these bitches because when I hold the door, they don't say thank you and and these are all personal decisions that influence the world in a not great way. So while I agree, yes, hypotheticals are fun, but they're not that monumental because they don't really change the world. They can. So that's I told you it wouldn't be that fast. But I got a super chat. Hey, yo, head work. I have room in my commie box. I don't know what that means, but I sure do appreciate that. Does anyone else have anything they want to say? You're cheating using a cute kid. If I tell a random stranger they're cute, then I'm considered creepy. Ah, Joe, could be, but could be not. So it depends on the person, but I'm going to give you some, I'm going to say I mostly agree, but it's like doing the right thing and then not getting the outcome that you want. Should that inhibit your repetition of it? Yeah, probably. So I'll tell a story, a quick one. At the meetup, there was a guy, old guy, like no teeth, creepy by most people's standards. Okay. All right. So you guys, he would want to hug all the women, and he would hug, and he would do like, he would, so he would hug, but he'd like go like that, and it was weird. And I don't know if he was like trying to rub his body, or if he was just a weird old guy, right? And one of the women said, I hate when he hugs me. I'm like, he's just fucking weird. He's just a weird dude, you know? And they were so upset by his creepiness that someone else was so creepy that he wanted to shake hands with them, a woman. And she's like, I don't want to ever go to that meetup again because that guy. I'm like, fuck you. You know, that is so lame. Those are people that need to be eliminated. I respect their free speech. It's good to know what kind of people are like that. But if you're going to, don't let those types of lame ass people prevent you from giving a kindness. Or do. It's up to you. I want to find a man that'll treat my own as they are his. That would be the father I tell them. Wait, what? I want to find a man, Kevin. I want to find a man that'll treat my own as they are his. That would be the father I tell them. I don't get it. But here's something else I'd like everyone to consider. And this is just the fucking truth of it. Children that aren't yours. When you look at them, there's no pride of ancestry there. Their spark of life has no resonance with the eternal flame of your soul. You can influence them and mold them into being great people, and you can take them on as your own. But the spark isn't there. Now, there are some men who are stepfathers, and we've all heard this, and he's treated them and raised them like they're his own. That is noble. That is not the norm. That's not the norm. And I heard it said to me like this: imagine when you get married, or if you're married, just imagine you're married. Would you love your in-laws? Would you have that feeling about your in-laws as you do about your mom and dad? And wouldn't it be weird if people expected you to love your mother-in-law and father-in-law like you love your mom and dad? It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous, and I think it's a bar that is impossible to reach. The other thing is, for a stepfather, if you have that stepfather come in, or stepmother, if something happens in the relationship, those kids they're not yours. It is the biggest gamble. The best thing you can do is stay in the marriage, stay in the relationship. Marriage is not about being happy. I know. It's sold to you that it is. It's not. And you can want to be happy, but when you have kids, it's about raising them. I do this all the time. I go, you raise your children to be on a playing field that gives them an advantage so they can be the best citizen possible. It's not about your happiness. There is a woman who is no longer allowed to be on the radio, called, what's her name? Dr. Laura Schlesinger. I liked her. She was a bitch. That's why I really liked her. She put up with no shit She put up with no shit. When a woman called in with relationship problems, she was very much self-responsibility. Like, what can you do? Your man will be happy if you do these things. Are you doing these things? No, you're thinking about yourself and your happiness. Well, you're never gonna fucking be happy. Women, people, men, happiness is great, but nobility in raising your children is fulfillment. And if you want to be happy, chances are if you do all the things that you wish were being done for you, your husband, your wife, whatever, would be so happy that roles would be reversed. Except for men, do not cook and clean for your partner. Don't fucking do it. I have heard so many people, so many men say something like this. Oh, I work hard. And I'm going to do this voice because fuck them. I work so hard, and when I come home, I even cook for her. And then I even bring her the dinner on the couch, and she treats me like shit and won't fuck me. Yes, she treats you like shit and won't fuck you. And she never will again, as long as you come home from work, cook for her, and bring it to her on the couch. Stop doing that. That's the woman's responsibility. Old school, fine, I'm old school. See, I like to mix a little bit of new school with the vulgar. A lot of you hate it. A little bit of the new school with some of the old school important things. Women should do these things for the men. Men, go change the oil. Go change the oil. Women, put together a great meal all the time. All the time. When he comes home from work, you rub his shoulders. You listen to his day. Now, the problem is, and this is an economic problem at this point, but the problem is when women want to go to work, well, we want to work too. Okay, so now it's to the point where both people have to work, and then you both come home and you're both pissed off and you're both tired and you want to be rubbed too, and you're tired and you don't want to cook and clean, and neither does he. And now the relationship is skewed because the roles are equal. We're equal. And you're not. You have different roles. But like I said, it's more of an economic problem now because the government has tricked you into thinking that your power is at the office, working for another man, making another man and his wife and his family rich. And then you come home and you are not the wife that you could be, because you've given all of your vitality and energy to another man. It's almost like cheating. It's almost like cheating. I'm going to write this down. No, I'll just rewatch it because that's good. I need to think about that more. Yeah, I mean, women, there's all sorts of different types of cheating. Not really. There's sexual and intimate. But if you're going to work really hard and be very intimate and do for another man. Oh, no, it's not another man. I work for a woman's company because women are oppressed. So that's why everything says woman-owned, female-owned. Because if it's so fucking oppressive and you have such a bad lot in life, why would you advertise it? Because if it's really that bad, if it's really a shitty thing, if women are really underdogs in the market, why would you glamorize that you're a female-owned company? I know, I'm not following suit. I don't have an outline. Like I said, I just wanted to go live tonight. Say hello to everybody. Did I miss a super chat? Isn't this fun? 10 Ian. Your characteristics remind me so much of my lovely stepdaughter. She was a very good, positive person that came out of a single mother relationship. Yeah, I mean, when you are the type of person who knows yourself well enough to enter into a serious romantic relationship and take over that custodial and parental role, it's very rewarding. The thing is like, can you, know thyself? Are you the type of person who could be a step-parent? A good step-parent, not just a step-parent. Anybody can just be a parent or a step parent. Could you be a good one? And if the answer is no, then I would say don't marry anybody that has a kid because it's real bad. It's a real bad gig. Don't do it. But Ian, thank you for that super chat. I like it. I like it. Hector G. My kids attend public schools most of the day. I feel like we don't talk enough with them after school. How much time should we dedicate to them daily? 100,000 hours. You know what's amazing about, okay, how about this? I don't have an exact answer for you, but when you interact, look them in the eye contact. How many times, let's pretend this is a phone, and they're like, hey mom, you're like, hey, what's up? That's not good. What's up? How was your day? And if they're looking down, you get down and you get on your knees and look them in the eye. How was your day? What did you struggle with? Was anything hilarious? What's going on? It's the direct eye contact. And I say this because of my years waiting tables. In the thousands and thousands and thousands of people that I waited on, and the intimate, wonderful moments that I had because I was not a waitress that rushed, I was this. That is important. When someone looks you in the eye and is actually listening to you, that's the ticket. What I like about homeschooling is I know everything that she's learning. So every word, every fraction, every stitch that we learn, every plant, every bird, I can incorporate it in her life and instill it and use it. So it's not just a stupid fraction, it's a stupid fraction that actually isn't so stupid because it comes into play when you buy apples or when you have to divide your money or. So maybe not how many hours, but how much quality can I create? What one thing can I learn about what they're working on and then incorporate it with the rest of life? How can I intertwine my gift of parenting to the stitch and fabric of their life? Maybe that would be the better question. Maybe not. Rodney Hill, you are nice. You're one incredible lady. I need to meet someone like you in my life. They're out there. Take it from me. Marrying into a single parent relationship is not to be taken lightly. Think long about the decision. BD. Right. It is a big deal. You know, there's overgeneralized opinion, advice, which is men, don't do it. Single mothers are bad. Single mothers are, I don't want to say bad, even though I came into this, I've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes about how they're kind of poopy, but it's more about the mentality and how we coddle them. But yeah, you should think long and hard. It's a big decision. You guys, can I have a $5 super chat from somebody? And then I'll call it a night. This can be the Democratic way of ending the stream. Is that rude to ask? I don't care. All right, no joke. If I could tell these guys one thing, don't do it. It's like refusing to walk away from a bad table at the casino. Just go. Yeah, you know, like my thing with the casino is I play blackjack. And this might seem stupid, but if I lose 3 hands in a row, it's not going to get better for me in all the times. How do I know? Because I don't follow my own advice, and I'll 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then all those hands, and I will lose my ass. So the point is, you know, what can you tolerate? What are some things some deal breakers? And then don't get into deals that break your spirit or your self integrity. You know, you should be able to look yourself square in the face every night in the mirror and know that you are honoring your own boundaries, right? Gregory Stewart, blended family is a lie. Well, it's surely not a lie because it's true, but it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Well, what do you guys think? We donezo? Dunny Bunny? What do you think, everyone? Good?
You missed one super chat.
I did?
Yeah, from Polska Bob asking
Oh.
when you go on hamster show.
Polska Bob, I'm sorry, buddy. You know I like you so much. Asking about what? When I'd go on hamsters? Polska Bob, Jennifer, when you want to go with hamster? I haven't talked to James in 100 years. You know, is he making content? Probably. He's talking about James Von Maxwell's channel, I think, right, Polska? And he was like the first person. When I did that MGTOW video, it got some. A lot of people made videos about it, and he made one. He kind of talked some smack, but I said in the comment section, like, I will talk about this, and he said, yeah, that sounds great. So then I went on his show, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Polska, yeah, hamster is still doing vids. Okay, yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. Have you heard of Kevin Samuels? I sure have. David Richardson, I sure have. I like him very much. I like him Pareto principle, 80-20. I agree with him 80-20. But you know what? I don't think I agree with anyone 100%. Do you? Not the point. The point is because of that, you avoid single mothers. I think I missed something. Well, hey, thank you. Is that your way of saying, yep, it's time to wrap this son of a gun up? I said, I said for a $5 super chat, I'll stop talking. And then I got 20 with no comments. RCK, hey, I appreciate it a lot. It's so nice. Kevin Samuels is doing God's work. So here's a theory, Andrew. Most of you know who Kevin Samuels is. I was listening to him, and he was talking about how he was involved in the church for a long time. And he would run, I think, women's groups. And he said to like the head of the church, like, we need to be talking about reality with these women, and we need more resources and the people that were leading the churches were incompetent. How about that? So he had thought about staying and doing leadership in the church. Here's my opinion. No. Here's my conspiracy theory. What if he started his channel to do God's glory? And the best way to do God's glory wasn't to start a church or to be a preacher. It was to do a YouTube channel that told the reality of the situation to women who have been lied to. Absolutely blatantly lied to. About how strong and masculine they are, and how they can be just as promiscuous, and they can show off their body, and God damn it, you need to respect it. And slut walks. And all this garbage trash. Maybe he decided to do this, make some money off of it, and do something really good for the world. Is that a possibility? They won't listen. They do. Donnie Armstrong, are you talking about Kevin Samuels, or did I just interrupt the conversation? They do listen. The thing is I had a friend who got me into anarchy, and he did it by being calm and articulate and having logical answers with no loopholes to my questions, to the point where I'm like, I have to research this because it sounds like I'm wrong. It sounds like his way of thinking is clean and moral. Okay, so that's how I became of an anarchist mindset. Now, since then, he has often been upset about how he can't reach people. And he'll have, I talked to these people for 2 hours, like in real life, not a YouTube channel. And they just don't get it. And I always say to him, Matt, you might be listening, Matt, people won't change in front of your eyes, rarely. Because you have to save face. People don't want to be wrong. But they will challenge you on all things, because if what you have to say is smarter than what they think, they will change behind your back. The people that you have talked to in 1 year, if you talk to them, you might see that you have impacted their life greatly. I know I can remember one person, but I think it's happened more than once. Well, one person was like, oh, I totally turned anarchist because of you, Jennifer. Like, what? I can't believe it. And it's just from having like calm, fun conversations for like a couple hours. People do change. People change by imagination. That's what I was saying. I wonder if I would have thought, oh, I'm probably a dude, I'm a transsexual because I'm a tomboy. If that option was introduced to me. But people only change with what is around them, like what the possibilities are. I always say, way back when I really like Little House on the Prairie, and I like to read those books. Those people, those amazing pioneers, could not have imagined Google. Why not? Because there wasn't enough leaps behind them to piggyback their imagination into something foreign and amazing. We had to get very close to the internet for someone to get to build the internet. So women aren't going to change if they never hear of a better way. And they might change begrudgingly, and they might change behind your back, but they will change. Not all. That's my 2 cents. Polska Bob says, closing in on 90,000, Jennifer. I'll tell you what, I did a video, and in 1 month, I got 16,000 subscribers. It was my Role of Women, fuck the war out of men video. And that, I don't know what, people loved that video. And I think they wanted me to be that awesome all the time. And I'm not. And I have lost, like I got up to really almost 90,000, and now I'm like back by 2,000. I lose subs every month. But I'm going to hit it again because I have been thinking, I don't want negative people to rain on our parade. To go against what, I can't remember your name, when you said they won't listen. Someone's going to listen. And I have had people email me that I have helped marriages, and I've had women email me that I have helped them. Why would I restrain myself if I can help one person? So I would like to get more subscribers. I'm going to start going back on YouTube. I do not care anymore if you don't like me. I do care about helping people, and I do care about these super chats are really fun. I'm just going to be honest. I get to go, and what I used to say about waiting tables, I was in fine dining for years. People were surprised about that. I'm like, are you kidding me? I get to celebrate anniversaries and birthdays and graduations and engagements and all like the best moments of people's lives, and I get to party with them, and then they give me money? Are you kidding me? I go to the best parties in life, and they give me money for it. That is the life. So that's kind of how I feel like this is. So that's it. Well, everyone, you are lovely. You are wonderful. I have had a good time. I want you to think about running things through integrity. I want you to think about going out into the world, and next time you get in a conversation with a man or a woman, say, hey, if there was no government safety net, if there was no safety net, would you make your decisions a little bit differently? How? Should you be making the decisions in that way, even though there is a safety net? This is just different ways that we can go about the world. Polska Bob, I think I subbed somewhere around 300 to 400. It's been a long road. Yeah, you've been with me for a long time. And I really appreciate that. It's fun to see like the old timers, you know, it's neat. So I'll see you again soon. Okay. Look out for my videos and come hang out with me. Drop in, say hello, give it a like, give me your opinion. Okay. Be well, sleep good. Italy, have a good day. All right, everyone, and goodbye.